This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Another interesting series about Indian history and culture, and I thought Sanjeev Nayyar, who wrote to me, well, actually cold wrote to me, which I really love, and his eSamskriti should be on. Sanjeev, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Very good. Great to be on your show, Hrishi. Morning to all.
Excellent. What really is eSamskriti? How did it happen?
Well, I have to go back to college times. I was 19. I was doing my BCom and HR college. My professor who taught me travel and tourism said that, you'll make a very good travel guide because you're very fond of traveling. I went to Dad and said, Dad, I want to become a travel guide. He said, what? This is a family of doctors and engineers and you want to become a travel guide? He looked at me sternly and said, no way, you have a good finance brain, so become a chartered accountant. I persisted and persisted, so we struck a deal. Dad said, fine, you become a chartered accountant and then become a travel guide. It took me 3.5 years to become a chartered accountant, and believe me, after all the slogging that I did and the 14 and 16-hour study days, I completely forgot about what a travel guide is all about. So then, after qualifying, I worked with Hindustan Levers, ITC and Star TV over a corporate career spanning 14 years. During those 14 years, it was work all the way. In 1998, I went to the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, and when I came back, the course of my life entirely changed. Within 15 days of my returning, my mother said to me, my son has changed. And I said, what? I only have a beard now. I'm the same son. She says, no, you're very much at peace with yourself. You've become more compassionate. You become more sensitive. I said, wow. Then, when I came back, I kept on reflecting and looking within myself. I used to go for these long walks, trying to figure out what is the purpose of my life. Why am I here on Mother Earth? What do I want to do with my life? So then, for 6 months, I sat at home. I bought about 11 books on the history and culture of Indian people. I bought the Holy Gita, and I kept on reading as if there was no tomorrow. As I read, a thought came to me. Do I want to share this little knowledge that I have gained, or do I want to take it up with me? Obviously, I wanted to share it. So I started doing précis of small articles. Over the next 2 years, I wrote about 20 articles. Then a friend's son, with whom I was consulting and helping setting up his web design company, Niket Vaidya, said to me, Sanjeev, now you got 20 articles, let's make a site. I said, site? Wow. I never thought of making a site. Around that time, I met a Swamiji from Indore, and I called him up and I said, Swamiji, my friend is saying make a site on Indian culture. So what do we name it? He said, make it Samskriti, which is the Sanskrit word for culture, and make it E, which is enabled. So in 2001, eSamskriti was born. When I saw the site, I said, gosh, 20 articles, 20 pictures, it's too small. Ever since then, it's been an evolutionary process. I have so many questions that come to mind. So for every question that comes to mind, I try and find an answer. With time, people started writing into me and saying that, we want to know about this, we want to know about this. Like just recently, someone wrote to me from Canada saying, do you have a comprehensive piece of the life story of Maharana Pratap? I didn't. But within 2 days, I sourced a very authentic story on Rana Pratap. So it's been an evolutionary process. I've grown with the site. I get new and new ideas. People give me feedback. It's a continuous learning journey all the way.
Wonderful. More conversation with Sanjeev Nayyar right after this song. See you in a couple of minutes. It's Cool in the Gang. Fresh 9:07. I'm Hrishi K. Cool in the Gang, fresh at 9:10. Sanjeev Nayyar is founder at eSamskriti.com, an authentic treasure chest of the knowledge that once powered India and keeps doing so even today. An archive of India today and India that was. And this is people across the world.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Now, one of the things that make you what you are, Sanjeev Nayyar, is the fact that you've traveled so much around the country as well as out of the country, and travel stories always interest us. And obviously, a lot of these travel stories have been funneled into what today is your passion project. So, tell me some interesting stuff.
Absolutely.
Let's start with my neck of the woods, which is the south of India and Mahabalipuram.
Okay. I had this very, very interesting conversation with a lady in Mahabalipuram. I was there last January. I was just walking into the Mahabalipuram temple complex, and there's this lady who shouts out to me in Hindi, and she says, Saab, please buy some trinkets for your wife. She will love them and she will bless you. So I looked at the driver and said, Velu, she's speaking in Hindi. She speaks Hindi so well. He said, yeah. So I went up to her and I said, how do you speak Hindi so well? She said, Saab, I'm a businesswoman. I get so many customers from North India. If I don't know Hindi, how will I sell? I said, wow. I looked at her a bit carefully and I said to myself, she's got good features. So let me photograph her. I said, can I photograph you? She says, first buy a trinket. So I bought a trinket. So I said, now can I photograph you? She says, say something good about me. I was shocked. I said, Velu, if I say something good, she'll have me beaten up. So Velu said, listen, she's asked you to praise her. So praise her. So I said, you got very sharp features. You have a very good smile. And you should always smile. So then I clicked the picture and it came out really well. And while leaving, after I showed her the picture, she says, don't speak too loudly about the praise for me. My husband is sitting close by, and if he hears you, I'll be in trouble. I was shocked. I said, gosh, here is a woman I've never met. I've just come to buy something, and she asked me to praise her. And after I praise her, then she says, do it softly. So it was very, very amazing, and it actually said that, the woman is so strong, she's so sensible. For her, it's business that matters, nothing else.
Nice. And what is this about you going to school in Arunachal Pradesh?
Oh, Arunachal Pradesh is one of the most beautiful states in India, highly unexplored. So I went on a school tour to about 7 schools run by the Vivekanand Kendra. And one school is in a place called Along. And just to give you a sense where Along is, you cross the river Brahmaputra from Dibrugarh, and then it's a 12-hour drive in the hills to Along. From Along, it's a half an hour drive to the school in the mountains. And the girls out there, were so confident. They were so well informed. They asked me, why do people fight so much on these 9 p.m. TV primetime shows? I honestly didn't have an answer. All of them, when they got to know I'm a chartered accountant, they said, we want to become IPS officers, some want to become graphic designers, some want to become engineers, some want to become doctors. And they were all so confident. And again, one of the kids that I saw out there was very photogenic. I removed my camera and I asked her for permission that can I click you? And after I clicked her picture, the whole class was whistling. They were thumping desks. They all thought I had fallen for her. But all I wanted was a good picture.
Nice. You listen to the news, the art of rock and roll. Back in a couple of minutes with Sanjeev Nayyar and his wonderful stories of travel and photojournalism. It's 9:15. I'm Hrishi K.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
He's what I call a photojournalist with an acute awareness of the knowledge that powered India. And he's founded eSamskriti.com, and it's SAMSKRITI. That's Sanjeev Nayyar in studio. What's so unique about eSamskriti?
Hrishi, eSamskriti is the only platform that covers the entire spectrum of India's soft power. So we talk about culture, we talk about spirituality, we talk about yoga, we talk about Ayurveda, we talk about books on these subjects, and we have a huge photo gallery. This photo gallery today, Hrishi, is 13,000 pictures strong. We cover every state except Jharkhand and Mizoram, where I'm yet to travel to. And every photograph has a caption. So it can be used also as an educational tool for children and for those who want to understand India. Another part of the article section, we have so many questions. Like, for example, why did Buddhism vanish from India? There are so many things being written about. So what I did is I read about what 7-8 learned people had written, and I compiled a small article which gave very logically as to what the reasons why Buddhism vanished from India. So we try and anticipate questions, and we then find answers by doing research. So at any point of time, I will probably be referring to 6 or 7 books, and sometimes speaking to elders or some people who are more learned and getting their insights so that we create something unique. And the whole site is about sharing insights and perspectives.
And you welcome contributors? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, of the 1100 odd articles on the site, about 900 are by contributors. And of the 13,000 pictures on the site, about 4,000 are from contributors. So we are always looking for pictures and articles on these subjects.
Okay, now give out the handles, give out how to reach you if people wanted to contribute or if people wanted to just read.
Okay, so if you want to just read, log on to www.eSamskriti.com, spelled as eSamskriti.com. If you want to contact me, type eSamskriti108 or just type Sanjeev Nair in Google and you'll get my whereabouts.
Nair is a Nayyar. Right?
Yes, Nayyar.
Lovely. And where can we find you? On Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter?
On Facebook, it's www.facebook/eSamskriti. On Twitter, it's @eSamskriti India.
And YouTube links are on the site.
The
Is that
YouTube
it?
links are on the site.
Wonderful. When we come back right after this song, we're going to talk about how he did this wonderful thing with the Indian Army, which is a photographic operation, and he went across war memorials in Ladakh. That's Sanjeev Nair. Here are the Pussycat Dolls. Don't stay on for a couple of minutes. We're talking eSamskriti, and this man whose photojournalism has reached out to me. The Pussycat Dolls, Doncha at 9:30. Sanjeev Nair, photojournalist, man who's chronicling Indian culture, Indian spirituality on eSamskriti. He's in studio in conversation with me.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
I really feel as the sane media, we need to do more with the armed forces. At least try and propagate all the good that they've done defending our borders and what they do for us on a daily basis. I'm so glad that last year you offered and the Indian Army accepted your offer, and I'm going to leave you to tell the tale of what really happened.
Thanks, Rishi. In 2016, I visit Ladakh and photograph, one, war memorials, and two, all the Operation Sadbhavna activities or all the goodwill activities that they do in Ladakh. I mean, did you know that the army in Ladakh, they run schools, women empowerment centers, computer training centers. They even make low-cost sanitary napkins. And they even train people in local handicrafts in making woolens. So I said that, it's time that somebody goes, photographs all the good work that is being done, takes pictures, speaks to the students, speaks to the children, speak to the ladies out there, and, make them feel that they are very much part of India. They are cared for, their work is appreciated. So with this intent, I visited about 4 army schools. I photographed pictures. You can see all the pictures on eSamskriti.com. What I also did, there are 2 wow memorials in Ladakh. One is the Hall of Fame in Leh, which is an outstanding memorial, which has just been recently renovated. It's got pictures of the entire war activities in the region from 1948, 1962, and the Sachin war starting 1984, and then Kargil. It is so what we've done is, we've uploaded all these pictures on eSamskriti in a format where you could be sitting in Mumbai and you will get full knowledge about what exactly transpired. So that's one super memorial. Another very wow memorial, which is about a 5 hours drive from Pangong Lake. It's a place called Rezang La. On 19th November 1962, there was a war between India and China at this particular place. It's very close to the border, and about 123 Indian soldiers, I was told, killed about 1,500 Chinese soldiers. And that regiment, I think it was the Kumaon regiment, if I remember rightly, was headed by Major Shaitan Singh. When Major Shaitan Singh was found dead the next morning, he had his hand on its trigger. And when I was told this story, friends, the sheer thought of a man who gave up his life, who made the supreme sacrifice, and he had his hand on its trigger. He was so committed to the nation. So I thought, why not more people in our country know about the great contribution of the armed forces? And mind you, out of the 123 odd Indian soldiers, 6 survived. So that's another remarkable feature. The second thing, Somebody once wrote to me, in the last 15 odd months and said, Sanjeev, I want to contribute to the Indian Army Relief Fund. Please tell me how can I do so? I promptly went to the Indian Army website. I spent an hour. I really couldn't find anything. So I contacted one of my friends, a retired brigadier in Delhi, and I said, this guy wants to donate 1 lakh rupees. So how do we go about it? So once he gave me all the data, I said, this is very handy data. It's not so easily available. So let me create a small article and upload the details on eSamskriti. So if you were to type in Google, contribute to the Indian Army Welfare Fund, you will get eSamskriti in the top 10. We have the full details. And if you send me a mail, I will also ensure that you get a receipt for it.
Wonderful. Great work there. The Chainsmokers break up every night. Hot current hit, their new one. 9:35. We're going to be back with Sanjeev Nayyar and his eSamskriti. Katrina on the waves, walking in sunshine. A resplendent picture of Sanjeev Nayyar with his resplendent kurta is up on Twitter. All you have to do is follow at HRISHIKY. You'll see them on the timeline. There's also a Facebook page, HRISHIKY, and facebook.com/radio1.mum. You could tweet out, you could post back reactions on the timeline or inbox. Manas Mohan. Manas, what's up, buddy? My uncle, Colonel Goswami, was the hero of the Battle of Chushul in Ladakh, 1962. He was awarded the Mahavir Chakra, 13th Field Regiment. He saved the Chushul outpost. There's a Goswami Peak and a Goswami Road in the artillery school in Deolali. Well, to Colonel Goswami and to his family, because, army officers, officers of the Indian forces, their family sacrifices as much as they do. Salute to Colonel Goswami. Thank you and your family for your sacrifice. A last leg of conversation with Sanjeev Nayyar, whose unique brand of photojournalism has helped power eSamskriti.com. It's a treasure, an archive of India today and India there was, a chest of knowledge, and he talks about the defense forces, about spirituality, about culture, tourism, a whole lot of things.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
The two things that I want to talk about. One is children. How are you reaching out to children? One is the Northeast, which to me is the richest part of India, and for so long we've alienated that part. How are you amalgamating beautiful Northeast culture?
Yeah, thanks, Hrishi. Let's take the Northeast first. I've traveled to Manipur, Nagaland, Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh. So what I've done is I first covered two most beautiful festivals in the Northeast. One is the Sangai Festival at Manipur in Impal, which is held from 21st to 30th November every year. And then the Hornbill Festival in Kohima, Nagaland, which is from the 1st to the 10th of December every year. I would urge each one of you to visit these festivals. They are the most spectacular festivals in that part of the country and probably amongst my top 3 festivals in the whole country. I visited all these festivals, touristy places, clicked photographs. I've uploaded all these pictures on my website, eSamskriti.com. Thereafter, I use Twitter, I use my WhatsApp broadcasting list, I use the email list to keep on promoting individual places. I'm also trying to help musicians from those places, have performances in other parts of the country. I'm trying to understand what their culture is, writing articles, and then sharing that with the larger world. They're lovely people. The Northeast is very scenic, very beautiful. Please visit them. Children. So what we have done is that we have organized the photo gallery in a manner whereby children in school, if they're doing a class in history on Chittorgarh Fort, they can log on to Chittorgarh Fort on eSamskriti, put the picture up on a big screen, go through a virtual tour of the fort. Every picture has a caption. The caption is your history class. It's got history, it's got geography, it tells you about the finer cultural nuances. So like that, if you want to know about the people of India, we've got pictures of various people, pictures of the people of Arunachal Pradesh, people of Jodhpur, it's called Marwar, people of Banaras, people of Ladakh, people of Manali. So if you want to see how clothes they wear, you can see the people of India section. If you want to know what wildlife is about, you can visit the wildlife section. One of the whole purposes of redesigning the site is to make the photo gallery children friendly so that children in schools can actually use this as their history geography class.
Wow. Now, as you were speaking, Aditya Daftari just sent out a message to me. Aditya says, did you know there's a war memorial in the nature park in Kurla in Mumbai to Mumbai's war heroes? There are 3 memorials. Wow. I had no clue, yeah? Amazing. Okay, now before you go, your parting thoughts and this wonderful story of a reader from Antwerp, a lady who asked you something. Talk about that.
Oh, this is a very, very interesting story, friends. It's about 10 years ago. A mother wrote to me from Antwerp, and she said, we are a very conservative Gujarati family. My son went to study in the top US universities, and he wants to marry an American Jew. And I strongly oppose it. And what should I do? So my first question to her was, why are you writing to me? She says, 1, I like your site. You seem to be a decent guy. And 2, I don't know you. And there's nothing to hide. I can be very honest. So I told her, I said, ma'am, why are you prejudging that poor girl before you even met her? Please meet the girl. Perhaps she likes your son because he's Indian. Perhaps she likes Indian culture. She's a spiritually inclined person. So the lady went to Washington, D.C., met her to-be daughter-in-law. And then, 2 years later, she wrote to me. She says, Sanjeev, what a wise advice you gave me. That girl is super. She's as Indian as anybody else.
Lovely. Now, since you talked about visiting Rezangla and going to the Hall of Fame, and Manas Mohan talked about Colonel Goswami, his uncle, I'm going to add to that. Aditya continues to say, Navang Kapadia, the famous climber, Hrishi Kapadia's son, made the supreme sacrifice in Kupwara a good many years ago. So yeah, salutations and salute to the Indian Army and all the sacrifices that officers and their families go through. Yeah, your parting message, you got to say bye-bye to you.
Oh yeah, there's just a few thoughts. 1, keep on traveling in India. Travel is the best form of education. It helps people understand each other. Be a bit spiritual, and with that I mean always look within and try to get to know yourself more and more. From personal experience, I can say that the more I've discovered myself, the happier I am, the more potential I have been able to realize. I never thought 16 years ago that eSamskriti would reach this far. I just keep on looking within, trying to raise the bar. And lastly, friends, nothing in life is permanent. So we will all have ups in life and downs in life. So take the ups and downs in your stride. Have a nice day.
Cheers. Take care of yourself. Thanks for rolling by.
Thanks, Hrishi, and great to be on your show.
Sanjeev Nayyar there talking eSamskriti as Michael Jackson in the closet. I'm Hrishi K. We're at 9:53.